Lambeth Palace documents reveal Archbishop's approval of enslaved people purchase in 18th century. Historical documents uncovered in the archives of Lambeth Palace Library have shed light on a somber chapter in the Church of England's past, revealing that an Archbishop of Canterbury in the 18th century authorized payments for the purchase of enslaved people for sugar plantations in Barbados. Archbishop Secker's involvement in slave trade. Thomas Secker, Archbishop of Canterbury from 1758 to 1768, approved the reimbursement of £1,093 for the purchase of enslaved people on the Codrington Plantations, owned by the Society for the Propagation of the Gospel in Foreign Parts, SPG, the Church of England's missionary arm. Documents also indicate that Secker authorized the hiring of enslaved people from a third party. These actions were reportedly justified as measures calculated for the future lasting advantages of the estates. SPG's direct links to slavery. The SPG, founded in 1701, managed the Codrington Plantations, which were bequeathed to the organization in 1710. Christopher Codrington's will stipulated the use of 300 enslaved people to work the plantations and the establishment of a college on the estate. It has been estimated that the plantations generated approximately £5 million annually in today's currency. Throughout the period from 1710 to 1838, while enslaved persons labored on the plantations, successive archbishops of Canterbury served as presidents of the SPG. Archbishop Secker's approval of payments for the purchase and hiring of enslaved labor occurred during meetings held in 1758 and 1760. Archbishop Welby's response. Justin Welby, the current Archbishop of Canterbury, expressed somber remorse upon learning of Secker's involvement in the slave trade. He acknowledged the need for continued examination of the Church's role in the blasphemy against God's creation, that was the transatlantic slave trade. Welby emphasized the importance of uncovering the full extent of the Church's involvement and the commitment to finding ways to address the legacy of slavery. Evidence of brutal treatment. Documents related to the Codrington Plantations reveal the harsh conditions endured by enslaved people. Branding with irons was a common practice, and they were forced to work under the whip. A document listing enslaved people on the plantations in 1781 includes 73 children. Church's apology and reparations. In 2006, the Church of England apologized for its involvement in the slave trade and operation of the Codrington Plantations. However, it was not until the recent uncovering of documents that the role of an Archbishop of Canterbury in approving funds for the purchase of enslaved Africans became known. In January 2022, the Church Commissioners, responsible for managing the Church's financial assets, published a report on its financial links to the chattel slavery trade through the Queen Anne's bounty. The report pledged £100 million in a fund to address past wrongs. An independent oversight group advising the Church Commissioners recommended further research to uncover the full extent of the Church's involvement in African chattel enslavement and the use of wealth derived from it. In September 2022, the United Society Partners in the Gospel, the successor organization to the SPG, issued an apology for the chattel slavery practiced on its plantations, recognizing the crimes against humanity committed. It acknowledged the branding and lack of proper care provided to enslaved people, resulting in many deaths. The Church Commissioners have pledged to conduct further research to understand the Church's broader involvement in African chattel enslavement, including the Codrington Plantations. They have published a letter on the Lambeth Palace Library website that reveals awareness at a high level of the horrors of enslavement on these plantations.